let's do a short update on a couple things I have going on here in the grow room. Some of those, I showed you in previous videos where I was planting some fava beans, some speckled pea, did a little thing with some basil. I don't remember if I showed that or not. Covered it with vermiculite. I put too much on though, unfortunately. I'll show you what happens when you do that. Couple of little things, just an update, keep you guys, in the loop of what's going on. First thing I'm going to show you is some radish that I have growing. This is a radish that I call my rainbow mix. And so what this is, it's rainbow radish, it's red arrow, and I don't think that this one has the Trenton purple, but it might. I don't think it does though. But so what I do is I take a bunch of different radish seed I have, and I plant them at the same time together, and I get this nice mix. And one of the reasons I do this is because the purple radish, like this Rambo, is expensive in compared to the other radish seeds. And usually I charge more if I'm growing just that. But if I mix it in like this, I charge my regular price for radish. It's $6 for a 2-ounce container. And yeah, so people get a nice mix that way. If they really want just the purple, I can still do just the purple. This is that speckled pea. And you can see I'm harvesting this as soon as I'm done with this video. It looks awesome. I am very, very, very happy with the speckled pea. And I think on my blog on BrabantFarms.com, the Grow Your Own section, I think I'm going to remove Thomas Laxton and replace my recommendation with speckled pea. And I'll show you why in just a second. Well, I'll show you why right now. Now you might remember when I was planting that, I said the peas seeds were quite a bit smaller than the Thomas Laxton. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying anything bad about the Thomas Laxton, but these seeds were smaller, and I liked that. The other thing, so these were planted less than a week ago. Planted dry, not pre-sprouted. One thing I noticed right off the bat by doing this one I did not cover in soil, is I get 0 moldy seeds. No problem with these seeds at all. Occasionally with the Thomas Laxton, even without soaking, I might get a couple bad ones. I'm not seeing that with the speckled pea. They seem to be much more resistant to that. And you can see, like that's phenomenal amount of pea shoots from one little tray. I think these are they're probably like 12 by 15, something like that. But so I got 2 of those, and they're perfect right now for harvest. That's right where I want them. And now for the one everyone's probably waiting for. Fava Bean. So this Fava Bean that I ordered, it's called Broad Windsor. And I think I got the wrong type. So this does not look to me like what I saw in a video that Curtis Stone had on. And I've had people comment saying that the Fava Bean they're getting from other people are way smaller than the Fava Bean I have growing here. And so the seeds were smaller. And so I don't know. Before I actually eat any of this, I'm going to look it up and make sure that it's okay to eat. But yeah, they're freaking huge. Look how big the stem is on that. Pea, Fava Bean, Fava Bean, peas. They're massive. I'll show you another tray from a different angle here. You see that Fava Bean is just, it's big. And which makes sense. The seed was gigantic. So I don't know. I'll let you know when I try it, but that's probably not gonna be my go-to. So that was from True Leaf Market. I'm gonna have to look for the supplier for Fava Bean or talk to them and see what they say. So, do you remember I was doing some purple oric at one time? I think oric is the right name. Yeah, it's not worth growing as a microgreen because it's too expensive of a seed, like far too expensive. Really slow grower. But what I've been doing with this is just letting it grow, and I'm gonna try to grow it to be in like a baby leaf, but it's slow. I've just been kind of keeping it going. And see back here, I had a seed from I think that's red garnet mustard, and I've just been leaving it alone, letting it grow. Now here's what I do with my basil. I have done basil in the past where I covered it with vermiculite, and it worked awesome. And this basil, though, I put on much heavier vermiculite. I don't remember why I was doing that, but it didn't work out very good. It killed a lot of the seed. It didn't want to poke through. And that's pretty thick. That's like a strong 1/4 inch thick. And when I've done that in the past, I have not put that much vermiculite on, and I haven't had any issue. So don't let that, deter you from trying the vermiculite and stacking your basil, because I just want to show you, sometimes things don't go the way I want them to go. Do you remember I was doing a little planting session of getting my starters going? And I got my little cheat sheet here. It tells me what's planted where. Most of my tomatoes have come up. There's a couple that didn't. These are all different breeds. And none of my peppers are up yet, which isn't surprising. Peppers are slow. And I also have this 72 cube flat of, these are strawberry, and they were a pelleted seed, and you can see that, those, when I got done planting all of them, I think I had like 100 seeds or something, or maybe more than that. I tossed the rest of the seed right on top of it. So you can see those pink seeds. Those are pelletized. But I haven't had any of those come up yet. A little bit surprising. Now this is something I'm very, 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 very happy about. This is mustard. This is that spicy oriental mustard. And it's organic from True Leaf Market. And it was I want to say less than $8 for a pound. And it grew awesome. And you cannot complain about the way that came out. That is one really nice looking tray of mustard. And somebody on here actually commented and told me that it was a lot cheaper and it tasted just like the wasabi. And they weren't lying. I would not say that you couldn't really tell a difference. It tastes very similar to the wasabi. I don't know why it's so inexpensive. I still feel like they're making a mistake, honestly. That's just some more of my rainbow radish I have growing. More rainbow radish. And for the final, another failure. Those are beets. And this is something I talked about before, that if you're going to cover your beets in a soil, you want to have a nice light, fluffy soil. And my soil, there's this new, the Pro Mix I just started trying. And it's a good soil, but it wasn't great for covering something like beets. So these tried to grow up in the middle, and they lifted this big sheet. All the soil I covered them up with was one solid sheet. And there was no good way of breaking that up without damaging everything below it. And so what it did is it ended up just kind of collapsing on top of the beets and crushing them all. These are Detroit Dark Red. And I'm going to leave it alone and maybe use the ones that are good. Throw them in a mix or something for some extra color. But that's an example to show you that what I was talking about. Be careful if you're going to cover your seeds in a soil rather than vermiculite or a perlite or something, because the soil can stick together and become a shelf and collapse down. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, shoot them to me. Make sure you check out my website, braveantfarms.com. It's a great blog on there. It teaches you a lot of what you would need to know to get started doing something like this. And definitely like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.